here. So Juan, this is Beerus from Dragon Ball Super. I'm sure you guys know. Um, what do you want to work on, Juan? What type of stuff do you want to learn? Oh, sub is ended. Well, it's okay because I don't have my sub badges done either. So, as we know, Khan has yelled at me many times before now. Anatomy seems off. Yeah, a little. There's a few places. Yeah. Your shading reminds me of David Finch. Do you like Finch at all? Your shading and hatching reminds me a lot of him. How long have I been drawing professionally? About I would say about 6 years, Minty. Probably about 6 years. Getting paid to work on comics and stuff like that. Um, Full time has probably been about three. I can tell. I can tell because your hatching is really. It's really good. But it reminds me a lot of him. Okay, so a couple things on this we'll go over. You're kind of worried about your anatomy here, and I think there's some different things we can try to work on, try to do. I see that one thing that you're doing is you're sort of over rendering, and not that it's bad to over render, by the way, but like sometimes when you render and you put a lot into rendering, like Finch does with his artwork, right? And I'm not saying Finch is I'm not saying at all that Finch does bad art, but sometimes when we over render, obviously Finch is an amazing artist, but when we over render, sometimes we lose the simplicity that helps us find our anatomy and our forms and our shapes, right? So that's one thing that we can look at is like if we learn to keep it a little bit more simple before we go in and render, then we can see different things that sort of like add up, right? So one thing I kind of do with a lot of stuff is I draw center shapes down stuff, um, and just kind of try to make sure that everything is lined up, right? So like even with these hands, like where do these hands do they match in the same areas, right? So if his shoulder's right here, usually that elbow comes down to around the belly button area, but then that means his forearms here are what's really short, and we can kind of see that, right? For or your hands should kind of go almost to like mid thigh length, right? Yeah, yeah, and you rush to go quickly to the rendering part. So the better you have the simple parts without the rendering stuff, um, right? And we get that set up correctly. Then if you take the time to do that part right, um, then we sort of have our base, right? So it becomes even better when we go in and render stuff. Everything looks much more in the right place. So even with Beerus, right? Like, how do we draw this cat head? How can we keep the lines on that skull? Like, Keiko just rated us. Keiko's got some really fucking cool animal skull studies over there. You can go see on his Instagram. I don't know if he's got cat head ones, but he does have like horses and stuff like that. Um, but like, where can we keep that from sort of falling apart? Because the rendering looks fucking great, but your consistency on different things, right? Like, is this going to be how his ear looks for a cat ear, right? Or is it going to be like a little bit more pointy? I don't remember off the top of my head how Beerus is looking, but I think that cat ears are usually a little bit more pointy. Aaron Blaze is fucking awesome, yeah. And that's a great dude to learn from too, right? So we see right away that we're taking our hands down to the sort of that mid thigh level at least, right? Um, the elbows usually come around to around the belly button area. It's not always exact, right? I would kind of give his pants a little bit more room out here, and coming in so short, right? Especially the Dragon Ball Z pants kind of have those sort of like poofiness to them, right? So we can kind of give a little bit more area of where that's at. Past my yeah, we do this every Tuesday. I also have critiques for I have critiques for people. The longer they stay in chat, they earn points, and when they earn enough points, they can cash in and get critiques as well. So that's something people can look into also. But Tuesdays are free no channel points, nothing. It's just group critique sessions, stuff like that. This is Juan. What's up, Peter? How you doing, buddy? Guys, if you're not following Peter Rohan, he is the game streamer. He's the one that I'm working on that zombie piece for right now. But this is Juan Stevens in chat, right? So just in general, I'm kind of giving the feet now a little bit more room, right? And this is maybe sometimes is a little bit personal style, but I think some of it's a little bit short on you, or a little bit thin for you, right? So then we have to think like what shape is this foot making in here, right? If we got that triangle shape, let's find that triangle shape of that foot. Hey, Leia, your name's no longer naked. Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you, Leia. You're ruining his perspectives. I ruined everything here. What's up, Bosch? How you doing, man? Thank you, Leia. Thank you for the follow too, Juan. I appreciate that, man. Right, so I'm kind of getting in here and just kind of giving a little bit more body to everything. Just kind of thinking about those shapes that that stuff's gonna make. Like up here, it's not necessarily gonna be like that. That's sort of like this part that kind of drags down and then goes into the leg. We have to think that it's gonna go. There's a part on top of that leg that actually goes down here, right? So the foot when it comes through here, right? These are the ankle bones. Those toes come out from the top, and it's like an angle, right? And then it kind of goes into the feet area, right? Instead of like that shape you kind of have. Watching the anime of One Piece? Oh shit, this one's really fucking long, isn't it? Popping in for a minute. I mean, we can pop in without hashtags, you know. How's your day been over there, dude? You gonna stream tonight? Oh wow, it's 4 a.m. Where you at, Juan? It's super late. Okay, and then we got the hands. So let's look at like how you draw on your hands too. We kind of also work on the same idea, right? I think your muscles and stuff look pretty good in here, right? Sometimes that forearm muscle will curve up there in front of that instead. But so with hands, got a bolt though. All right, all right, man. Thank you for hanging out, dude. Have a great day. Oh, you're in Indonesia. No shit. Yeah. Yeah, you're literally, I think, like 12 hour or a full 12 hours difference. Who says his feet can't be the same as ours? That's true. That's true. I guess you can. I guess you can kind of do whatever you want, right? So hands can be tricky, right? And one thing we kind of want to do is have those knuckle bones. Those knuckle bones on hands. They kind of start. They don't start at the edge really. They start like within the hand, right? So like you can see the knuckles actually right here, and the webbing and stuff is actually up top here, right? But they all kind of go towards a central point too. So we can kind of draw those in as well. Sometimes you won't even see those fingers. Like if you're holding a fist, sometimes you won't see those hands or those fingers right there, right? Sometimes they'll just be like the knuckles. And that's all we have to really do for that part, which kind of makes it more simple. We might see that pointer finger and like a little bit of the middle finger, right? But that might be it. I don't know here if you want the pinky out, kind of. If you're doing a Win and Daddy finger outie. You did not miss yours. No, 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 no. This is the first one actually I got so far, Biggie. All right, so we throw that elbow out there a little bit. Same shit over here. Right, so having the hands kind of go towards each other in a bunch. Also, like maybe with that side angle, we want to draw like our hands from the side too. Oops. Any more mistakes? We'll check. We'll check here. Right. So maybe when we draw this from the side, think about how he's holding his hands. So you can see his bicep. So his hand is clearly turned this way, right? But then his hand is like is facing like this, right? So we're seeing his bicep straight, but his hand is like this. Um, so kind of hold those poses, right? So maybe more than anything, he would be kind of like out like that, right? Or even from the side. What's up, Froshy? What's up? Didn't see you there. Hey, I didn't Froshy. Right. So maybe we draw it from the side. I kind of like working in red. I see why Keiko does it. Just a different vibe to it, right? So maybe that's sort of that side pose on the hand. Same with this, right? Instead of these arms kind of going out, maybe we can kind of think of it like sort of like curving back inwards too, to have that different energy to it, right? Because he's double jointed in the elbows. I think it's way too late to go back and fix the anatomy. It's okay. You don't need to necessarily like make. Honestly, when I get a lot of critiques, I don't make changes on that current piece. I make changes on the piece after that. Does that make sense? So use these to learn from. Sketch layer for the D&D commission I'm working on. Okay, perfect, perfect. I'll pull that up too. Right, so kind of think about these things. And like I said, I'm going to upload these to YouTube later on. So if you have a critique on there and you're going to want to go rewatch it and think about things for the next time you're working on stuff, it's going to be up on my YouTube anyway. So it'll be there. And it'll be in a Twitch highlight video as well. Um, I'm doing okay, Frosh. I'm doing okay. We're doing our critiques today, man. What you going to get up to? So yeah, think about those things. Think about the skull shape that goes underneath stuff. I don't know if he has this many wrinkles on his face. I'm trying to remember if it's true to the character. It's kind of cool with a lot of wrinkles on there, but it does age him a lot. And there's a lot of wrinkles on one side versus like the other side, right? So think about consistency, right? Like if he's old, he's probably old all over unless something particularly happened on one side of the face. Um, Now as far as fire, okay, so you have effects and stuff that are going on here, or his power. You have everything kind of in a straight line and with one thing here, right? So one thing we can do to kind of fix that and change those things up is like when we have the tail, right? Right, and we want to put power around it. We can try a little bit more swirly designs and stuff too, right? Just try some different fluid motions to it, but I don't know how. Let me see if you guys can see this. If I'm zoomed in enough, okay. So instead of putting like one thing kind of coming off, let's try to group them in odd numbers, but maybe more than one, right? So twos, threes. You can get away with twos usually, even though I like odd numbers. Uh, Usually I try to go big, medium, small, right? So I will make, if I make a big shape, I'll make a couple of smaller ones around it. Maybe I'll just do one right here. Um, I can do two right there as long as it's one big, one small, right? I don't necessarily want two of the same size shape. Having different sizes is visually way more interesting, right? Um, so like you have one of these big shapes and kind of flecking around it as these two little smaller shapes, or maybe three little smaller shapes, right? 75 million. But he's got like a really good skin cream. Just your drawings per day. That is formidable. That is formidable. If you can do that, you will be much better. Laptop overheating. MacBooks are not meant for watching. Yo, I was streaming on a MacBook, Minty. I know that MacBook overheating. Do what you got to do. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I know that MacBook life. I definitely do. Thank you for being here, and have a great night. Okay, so that's one way to think about different things like that. Like, how can we kind of visually, sort of like offset this power that's around him, right? But using things that aren't just in one shape in one almost single file line, so it looks chaotic, right? So we want to make this look chaotic. We can even have it like overlapping a little bit of that, sort of energy level. Too much info in a day, you will really get good or you will get burned out. ROG for 1,500 bucks, or an ROG. Most overpriced, yeah. And I loved my MacBooks. I 100% loved my MacBooks, but I think it's PC from now on. Whackbook, ha, got him, got him. Okay, so those are my general ideas to you. Is kind of work on those basic proportions. I think your rendering is really good, but until your your underlying structure gets there, um, when your underlying structure gets there and it's really fucking solid and set in place, that's when your rendering is really gonna take off over the top of it, right? Because your rendering is fucking good. It looks fucking amazing. Like I said, it looks like Finch's stuff, and Finch is top tier at what he does. Um, but trying to fix like those the inner workings and the structure on stuff is what you should be working on now, right? Because your rendering is good, and you always be able to go over the top of it with this stuff, work in this style. Really good. They get really fucking hot, yeah. When it comes to PCs and laptops. Okay, so any other questions on this one before we move on to our next one? I think I get it for the anatomy. Okay, perfect. That should be your next goal right now. I think is just structure, structure, proportions, placements, things like that, right? Because the rest of your stuff is looking really fucking solid. Um, Wouldn't by me required to have a MacBook? Like the fuck? Yeah. I don't understand requiring people to have. Um, I don't know, a certain type. I don't know, man. That's the thing that annoys me about like some of the industry stuff. I do understand having people work on like Photoshop across industry. That way you get the same colors and all that stuff. But at the same time, I hope that it gets away from that, and people get to where they can sort of like just use whatever. All right. Are we really doing this one, Sacred? Are we really doing this one? 24-hour fast? What should I eat tonight? Is this your last meal before the fast? I just junk out, man. I would junk out. You did 30 days? How did you do 30 days? Was it a religious thing or a health thing or what? Lost 20 grand. Damn. Yeah, I'd go all out. I'd just carb out like crazy. Pancakes, waffles, lots of syrup. Yeah, this is dope. This is Sacred's, by the way. He did not need to put this fucking background shit in here. First of all, that's fucking immature. um, never beat Jesus. I'm hungry as shit. I'm hungry as shit. The background is the worst part. It is the worst part. Okay, so where are you at on this? So this is a lot of going to come down to a lot of painting stuff. It looks like you're still in the work in progress phases, right? So I think a lot of it is going to be where. Let's flip it to see if we can see anything. Body odor get worse when you fast for long periods of time? I don't know. I don't know. Um, Maybe for a while. Maybe because you go into I've heard ketosis sometimes makes your body odor weird, funky. Maybe you go into ketosis or something. Okay, so I think a lot of this is going to still be rendered, right? And that's what I would focus on with your stuff right now is a lot more of like the rendering stuff in these dark areas. I think you're still going to get to it too, right? So kind of brushing a lot of this stuff out, maybe. Making it smooth within here. Hey, no problem, no problem. I hope that it helped. I hope that it helped. I like doing these critiques and it teaches me a lot, teaches you guys a lot. So maybe we'll go with a little bit more color too. Like we have this consistency of this color here for this dark areas. So maybe we keep it through the piece, right? Instead of using these sort of like black lines. Just because this, I think these areas, these shoulder areas that are rendered more, they look so much better with this colored stuff. And I'm not always a fan of using like grays and stuff. Even though I know sometimes grays help colors pop out and whatnot. Um, I still would rather sort of like blend some stuff out. Hit the bed, yo, Leia. Have a great night. Thank you so much for the resub. I appreciate that. Go get some sleep over there. I hope your dreams are awesome. Thank you for being here. My line, okay, that's kind of what I was wondering, and I think you're still in the process of it. So like, I may be doing stuff that you're also going to do too. Um, because it looks like I can kind of tell the areas where you're still cleaning up and still not, right? And those areas look fucking great, man. Maybe I would kind of blur this out a little bit. Whoops. Let's cut down the density almost a lot. Yeah, this one's looking really damn good. I'm trying to just kind of blend this stuff out a little bit. A little softer on some of these shadows where they end, right? Like, let's see if we can kind of get sort of a soft end to the shadow versus maybe like a little hard edge smudgy, which I know you can do. You can clearly do. So I think you're just not there yet. I'm guessing that you're probably asking more for help on line art or critique on line art than you are painting, because I feel like your painting is already pretty damn good. What a great piece. Background is not the best. No, I'm about to get started on mine. Oh, is this Pam's? Why scuba dressed like that though? One, it's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's just not a thing at all. This is a great piece, yeah. CSGO art books, so many great. I don't know how you would legally get around it, but I would be okay if somebody could legally get around it and sell it as long as they went to like a charity thing. Um, Because there's been a lot of really good pieces. I know the whole thing with the joke about it, but there's been a lot of really good pieces about it so far. I just don't know how you legally get around it. Collecting images there for it. It definitely seems like a thing. Background, the best part. Probably the youngest. Well, whatever you do, don't say ages in stream on Twitch. Whatever you do, just FYI. I do have mine set to 18 and older. I know Twitch doesn't always pop it up for some reason, but I have to kick people if they're not 18, if they say their age. So I highly recommend people don't say their ages. This with their hair, I'm kind of just evening it out. Like, I think we talked about some of those streaks and stuff like that. I'm just gonna see if I can maybe like, the way I do hair is a little bit different too. Hey Archer, what's up Raiders? Mice Digital Painting, what type of painting do you have most experience with? Probably watercolor. Probably watercolor. It's satire, so we can't call it sailor. If somebody wants to do it, if somebody wants to put it together, I do not mind at all. If somebody wants to put it together and they want to mess with all the legal stuff, I know Augie was talking about 3D printing action figures and stuff. But like I said, I don't personally mind it. I would only want whoever puts it together and sells it or whatever does that. Just make sure all the money goes to like Extra Life or something like that. What's up, Raiders? Archer, how was your stream? We will sell it. I'm 4 year old. Damn it! Now I gotta kick you out. But can be sued for existing. Really? Telling's a parody. Scoob's on the black market. It'll be for the kids. Stream's fantastic. What'd you end up doing, guys? If you're not following Archer, go show him some love over there. Archer's fantastic painter. We critiqued their work many times, and worked on some Doom Animal Crossing stuff last time. Okay, so I'm going over a Sacred Hazes piece right now, which is fucking awesome. The thing that I like to do with hair that I'm kind of thinking with yours, and I don't know how you end up. I think you end up rendering stuff just fine. So I may be going over this just completely like for no reason, right? But I like a little bit bigger swatches than a lot of these fine lines, personally myself. Um, right, then maybe putting some highlights over it or whatever. So kind of blur those. But you kind of get the idea. Just sort of bigger swatches, bigger chunks of hair. I think than like a lot of these sort of like thinner lines. But I think you're still trying to just add a lot to it, right? Um, Definitely, I could see some. Hey, Octopus! Holy shit! Two back-to-back raids. What's up, everybody? There's no tatties. I made a treasure map. Oh, on your book. Do you want to show anything off at all? Hey, Epicro Blocks Gamer. I hope I said that right. What's up, D-Chow? Do this. What up, homie? Octopolis, Monique Renee. How you guys doing? What's up, everybody? Big, medium, small. Yes. Big, medium, small. Yeah. And I think so. Sacred's still in the process of coloring this over as well too. So I don't know what this is back here. I guess just shading. So that'll be kind of blended in as well. Um, so maybe I should think more about line work. And right now I think it looks really good actually. I would definitely add some highlights here. Um, on the glasses, right? Eventually, highlights to the ice cream as well. Maybe make it drip. Ooh, have like some fucking drip and stuff. Just maybe little specks or something. I don't know. Who knows? Kind of run it over. That might be kind of cool if you get to look right. Here it is. All right. Let's check it out. But welcome everybody to the stream. Thank you guys for being here. My guy by Scuba. My name is Scuba's Art. The stuff that I do is much less interesting than then we're doing a critique session right now. So this is the stuff that I work on. It's for Peter Rohan right now. It's a critique piece, but I do a lot of comic style artwork. You guys can check out more of my work at Scuba's Art on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, all these. All those links below in the panels. Um, if you're not following Archer and Octopolis gave us back-to-back raids. So if you're not following Archer and you're not following Octopolis, please go show them some love. Uh, Archer, drop your Twitter in the chat if you want that as well. Um, let's see if we can pull up yours. Archer right now is making a book for their D&D character, I believe, right? So it looks like you're doing some like engraving on it. This is fucking badass. Yes, all those links Masters is dropping. What are you following me? You're already in my closet, Oak. You're already in my closet. So let me make sure that I didn't miss anything. But welcome everybody here. Octopolis, drop whatever you worked on. Drop your Instagram. Let me show you off as well. Quinch, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you guys. What's up, Junior? Are you in time for the damage to be done or what? Yes. Today is Critique Tuesday, if that's what you mean. So we're going over critiques right now. Do some drip and orange sunset reflection on glasses. Yeah, orange like color reflection would look great. Look at all the no, Ari. No. Making a sailor. No, you don't need to, Ernesto. I have a real draw this in your style, you know. Pam's got a draw this in your style. All your effort should be spent on Pam's draw this in your style right now. Yeah, so check out Archer's Twitter there. This is Archer's work right now on their D&D book, character book, which looks fucking amazing. This is all leather and stuff. Oh, Sailor Scooped action? There's no Sailor Scooped action. Your piece is Pam's. Okay, fucking awesome. No, Masters, no. No. But yeah, this is Archer stuff. Octopolis, if you want to drop what you're working on, we can show you off as well. What if you tooled Sailor Scoops? It would completely ruin your fucking leather. That's what it would do. It would completely ruin everything about this leather book you have. I could do draw this in your style and do Sailor Moon Scoob together. You can't. It doesn't work. Pam does not want that shit mixed up in her draw this in your style. Okay, so what we're doing today, anybody who's new here, we do critique sessions every Tuesday, Critique Tuesdays. And this is Sacred Haze's submission right now for Pomada's Draw This in Your Style. And I think right now it's looking pretty damn good. I would yeah, just keep going with the painting because right here, and I don't necessarily like these dark, heavy lines because these look so good. I don't mind it as an outline. The outline looks kind of cool like that. But the more you can kind of blend that stuff out, and I think you will eventually, right? So like I blended the belly button out a little bit. I think it looks a little bit better. If you can do that with the same areas, which I think you're going to. Hey, Monique, thank you for the biddies. I appreciate that. Thank you. Are my base for painting? Yeah, so you just end up blending those out, right? It's Thursday there? No, Tuesday. Tuesday. I had to finish this one. Sorry, I was washing out my paint. Yo, no worries. Whenever you get the chance, if you want to drop whatever you worked on so I can show you guys off. But no rush. I know wash out the brushes and stuff like that. Yeah, you guys are one day ahead, I think, Juan, right? But that's what I would do. That's what I would do for you, Sacred. I don't, since you are in the sort of the line art phase, I don't think I have anything much else to add. I'm kind of debating on whether it would be better to completely cover up that eye or not. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of a half in, half out. It doesn't really bother me though. I just don't know if it would look better completely covered up or not. I'm guessing you're going off of a model, right? A reference picture? You think that too with the hair? Yeah. Usually I kind of prefer making like a choice to do it or don't do it. You know what I mean? Make like a sort of like a concrete choice in what you want with your piece. Pinterest reference. So I'm guessing she's kind of looking like that. Kind of be up to you, right? It'd be an easy thing to just throw a swatch over it and see what it looks like, you know? Basically, I'm from the future, yes. Do we still have TikTok in the future? That's all we want to know, right? Right, so if this goes this way. Like, does that look any better? I think it kind of looks good both ways, to be honest. Maybe it's just overthinking it. Maybe I'm just trying to find stuff in your work right now to critique. But I think so much of it looks good. I think we're kind of thinking of the same things too as you go towards the finished piece too. I think we're on the same level with it. Get rid of this fucking background, and it looks so much better than all this shit in the background. Open my drink and it just sprayed everywhere. Oh shit! You need paper towels? I don't have it. Sorry, Oak. I don't have. Hey, look. T-shirt though, man. T-shirt. There you go. There you go, buddy. Clean that stuff up and get back to running. I could cheat you the stock market. Thank you. You'd be so much easier than Reddit. Um, it's hard as a rock too. It's my tool shirt. I wear it like 8 days a week, dude. And I used it to clean up, I used it to clean up the old primal Namia last night. Going no headphones mode. All right, Junior. Yeah, do it up, man. Have a good day at work though. Fill the background with a bunch of no. Remove the background. Remove the background. Remove the background completely. Okay. Anything else at all, Sacred? I know I feel like I didn't really give you a whole lot of crits on this, but I think because you're still in that painting stage, the rest of it looks good, man. The proportions and everything, even when I flip it. So this is the original image, I think. But even when I flip it, it looks good. You have that sort of that tilt with the arms. Your fingers aren't over rendered to where they look sort of like I don't know, wrinkly and stuff like that, too wrinkly and stuff like that. Um, you think it's too small? I think it could be smaller actually. I missed most of it due to boss talking to me, but overall, okay, yeah, I'll upload it on the YouTube and stuff like that. But I didn't really have a ton to critique you on since you're still. I think we what I was thinking with the painting was exactly what you're thinking too. Yeah, so we're kind of on the same page with that. Okay, got it back. Next one up. I think this was Masters. I'll make sure you're looking thick in the rendering too. Oh no, we don't need to go back to the moon looking thick. We don't need to do that. We don't need to go back down that road. Delightful's still in trouble for that shit. Hey, what's up, Elastic Man? Am I doing the D&D commissions? Yes, yes, they're pretty fun to do actually. How you doing, Omi? How's your day over there? Okay, so this is going to be Masters. And you said this was an emote, right? So anything in particular that you want to sort of like cover with this at all? The rim light is the most important. Um, how's the hand look? The hand looks okay. It's gonna be on an emote. The main thing that I'm thinking of here too is we can kind of go in here actually. If we want to get really technical, it's gonna be an emote, so people really aren't gonna see as much detail on this, right? Um, but like, we don't need really like this cuticle. First of all, you have the sort of like that cuticle edge where it's sort of like that light shading right there, which is great for like um, a big drawing like this size, but people probably aren't even gonna see it when it's emote size. So that's just something where don't make yourself do too much work, right? Um, so we have to think of it. We have to think of it like this size, right? On Bathim, it's okay. Hands are really tough. I don't think this is actually a bad hand at all. I think the big issue probably is the thumb, right? So that's what I would kind of redraw. I'm not sure if I've been here for a while. It's been a little bit. Oh shit, you broke your leg 6 weeks ago. Holy shit, what happened? Hey, welcome back, Minty. As much as I wish your stream could sustain me, I need to go eat. Yes, you do need to eat. I hope you're sleeping a little bit better over there, by the way. Oh, no worries, no worries. If you gotta lurk and do whatever you gotta do. Arch, thank you for the raid, for bringing people over. Thank you, appreciate that a ton. Um, oh, just practicing your shading with that? Sleep is getting better? Okay, perfect, perfect. So, with the thumb, it's kind of more like, well, I think it would actually kind of be down here more, but like, I think it would kind of cross over that hand, right? Then I would actually, instead of drawing like hands, because, so think about holding a sign like that. You, you're holding it like this actually, um, with that thumb kind of crossing over your fingers, right? And your hands are closed up, so you actually don't even see that. Versus like this is kind of how you have it, right? Um, so in reality, you're seeing more of like this shape of the fingers, right? Also, since it is an emote, I don't think we'll need like we can probably get away with just this area of stuff, right? We don't need this super long arm coming in because we want on an emote we want to maximize the amount of space that we have and we want to make it really clear to read, right? So all we really need is that thumb holding up a sign, and even where it says 10 out of 10, we can try the 10 out of 10, or we can just do a 10. So a 10 might work just fine. Like it looks like a judge's scorecard thing, right? Um, so if we can't fit 10/10 on there, if it looks too condensed, we can probably just go with a 10 as well. Slipped on a ramp and snapped it near me. Oh fucking shit! Were you just walking or skating or what? Already scheduled and hanging out a lot with them and my off time a lot. Yeah, I got you. I got you. That's nice though. That's nice. Yeah, go get some food, okay? And rest a little bit right after your stream. I also put shadow under the nails. Yeah, so you don't really need all that detail on an emo. It'll just sometimes detail will get way too lost too, or it'll lose everything together. Yeah, 110 higher, 110 lower. Past time. Oh, just walking and you slipped. Damn, was it like there's something on it, or you just fucking wiped out? You broke your knee before? Holy shit, that would destroy me. Um, that's like one of my biggest cringes. I used to I never have been able to watch like skater videos and stuff like that when they jump over stuff. I have to look away, make sure they land it first. Ever break my beard? No, but my beard is broke stuff though. That's the only way it happens, right? Okay, so we kind of got that hand there, right? A little bit of the palm. Um, we can still have that hand in there, right? And making it much much smaller, so that way it's going to get way more of the space that it uses. You have nothing to worry about. Now I'm gonna be afraid of buses. You just full wiped out. Damn. How much longer you gotta have a cast on? You had to have surgery on your knee? Oh. How long were you on the shelf? Is it better now? Like fully better? Or does it still hurt and stuff? Sometimes I shade the bottom of that where those fingers curve in too, right? So if we wanted to go to like another layer on top, so to multiply, if we wanted to add some shading and stuff. Right. Maybe I would just add that shading around the. I don't know, something like that, you know. Obviously not those colors. I'd pick different, better colors, but just kind of keeping it simple and look away the hand kind of like wraps around something that you're actually holding. Wearing a moon boot and crutches to help you with walking. Oh damn, really? Broken or bus accident, so I think you have nothing to worry about. How many points to watch skateboarding injuries? Not enough. Not enough. I can't do skateboarding injuries. I just can't. I have to look away from that shit. Snaps and stuff like that. I can't do it. The worst pain was when I actually dropped a knife in my ankle and got stitches. How deep did it go in? Don't play with knives? Yeah, no shit, right? How deep did that go in? Okay, does this help at all, Masters? Did that kind of explain some stuff? Whoops. We could kind of shade a little bit of that under here. A little bit under that sign, maybe. Let me get a screenshot. No problem. Yeah, do it up. Let me know when you got it. All right, got it? Perfect. Up there in pain, I kept complaining about this clicking feeling in the leg, and it turns out it was the feeling of bone grinding against bone. Oh, so you had it broke, and then but you were like walking on it for a long time. Okay. Up next, I think we got Biggie Boo's stepbrother piece. The Echo would love. Chill. I'm just saying, if Echo sees this, you know what he's gonna think. I don't draw stepbrother piece. I'm not, you know. Horrified. I couldn't put any weight on it. And that clicky feeling was weird. Oh, like yeah, yeah, yeah. That's kind of. Mm. So were you doing more damage to it the whole time then, or what? Okay, Biggie Boo, Biggie Boo. I had a horrible knee pain after an accident. I finally went to the doctor. They took an X-ray and said a piece of my knee bone. So you both were like walking around with like broken legs, basically. Damn. Okay, so Biggie, with yours, we're gonna cover anatomy, I think. All right. So first things first, always kind of you know I always try to draw the heads and get that center line down right. Just kind of see where stuff is at. Um, you may sometimes have a little bit too much up top here, I think, in your head drawing. So maybe you kind of try to maybe work on those proportions a little bit in the future, right? So I usually draw that center line with the head there, the nose there. Then I kind of make them all on I'll divide where those eyes are, kind of in the center, and then in between that and the bottom is where I put my nose. Between that and the top, sort of where I put my hairlines, right? So we can kind of put her hairline down a little bit, even as well. Are you guys the same per? I've been sitting in my armchair for like the entire time. Damn. How much more longer do you have to like sit in there? You already know what I want. All right, so then we talked about the neck, I think, last time, right? So moving the neck back a little bit on her. If we go down here to the drawing, we see that we kind of just move it back a little bit. Actually, we have to just redraw it over the top. I'm gonna kind of give her a little bit more cheekbone out here. But really, really moving that. Right, so we talk about where the neck kind of comes into play. And even the jawline, right? So you drew the jaw a little bit past that ear. And watch kind of the ear shapes. It's not necessarily like this all the time. It does have some wobble to it, right? If you want to get anatomically correct, right? I think there's a piece that comes out, a piece of cartilage that comes out, but not necessarily like this and like that flat sort of stuff, right? So we're kind of working on jaw area, head proportions, things like that. Little tiny details you got in here. Right, so I know I draw my nose is different. You don't have to mess with how I draw my nose is, just how I do it. It's not anatomically correct, so I necessarily would not copy it. Eat to break your fast. I'm telling you, man, I would go carb crazy and then pass out. I would eat waffles, pancakes, lots of butter, orange juice, and then I would just pass out in a carb coma. I'm learning to walk now with the moon boot and crutches. I'm going back to the hospital in 2 weeks to talk about rehab. Oh shit, really? How long do you think rehab will be? Do they know? Out of socket, I hyperextended stuff backwards and tore a bunch of stuff apart that is. Oh, damn. So what did you have to do for that? Did you have to get surgery on that, or did they just let it heal? 1p. Eat 1p, yes, eat 1p. Okay, so back of the head here, right? We tend to have the back of the skull tends to go back further. However, the jaw, like you, I think on your ear you have the jaw kind of going back here, right? The jaw actually comes out right here. So the back of the skull does extend past here, right? But that's where it meets with the neck, okay? So that's what we see right there, right? And depending on how petite the person is, we're gonna make the neck even smaller. Right? Okay, so now let's go back to your drawing. Carb crazy, it'll be as if I never fast. That's the point. Just forget about the whole traumatic 24-hour period. Don't have insurance at the time and walked it off. So it just kept doing more and more damage then, Junior? Okay, so now we have the back of the head, right? We have where those top buns would be. I kind of would measure them across. You just draw a little line across to kind of measure where your stuff's going to be at, right? Um, so hair would come out here, then drawing kind of that center line for that rib cage, right? I love that you're using the gesture stuff. Your fabric and your clothing on this is really really cool, dude. Come back to stream, guy. Yo, it's good seeing you, Elastic Man. It's good seeing you, homie. Sorry about the fucking injury and stuff like that. I hope you have a great day. Um, but thank you for being here. Thank you for chilling. It means a lot. Yo, do it up. Hope you recover quickly. Okay, so then our hands and stuff. Let's get rid of all that. And we'll just kind of focus on some other things. Right, we can put a little shadow in there. Okay, so our hands. Then I'll draw hands, especially in this way. Tough angle. Um, but in this kind of we can kind of just shoot in directions with lines, right? And then kind of follow those lines as well. Um, I think same thing as we had before is like when we want to close up hands. This is going to be a tough angle to do too, Biggie. But you can kind of do the oven mitt thing where you just kind of close it up, right? But it's going to be sometimes more of a measure. I'm about to delete this commission so fast. Um, can you do beard space buns? I think you can do beard space buns, yeah. Get those hands. This is a tough angle, right? So like look at the angle that like my fingers sit at too, right? Trying to angle those things like one way to kind of do it is like the Ethan Becker thing, when in doubt, finger outie, right? Kind of having them go in a direction. This is a very tough angle to do, too. All right, so that middle finger is gonna overlap that top one. We can see that sort of that webbing on it, right? I went fuck it close enough, yeah. Honestly, I mean, you got the emotion and story in that, and I think that's if you can get the emotion and story into it, I think that's three-fourths of the battle with art is, are you telling a good emotional story enough with it? Because then people will definitely forgive a lot of mistakes. The reason we don't forgive mistakes is because we're doing critiques, right? So same thing with the boobs too, right? Actually, let me finish one train of thought that I am really bad about doing. Okay, so that middle finger is gonna kind of cut through that pointer finger, that webbing, right? But the rest of these you might see them kind of pointing down like this. Um, and then our fabric, we could even have it hanging down a little bit more off our shoulder if we want like some more dramatic effect, right? And using those triangles. Triangle shapes whenever we have that overlapping pinch points and stuff. As far as her text goes, I would probably make it stretch out like more and maybe not be less so curved. I don't think you really need the curve factor to it. Like it's a nice little cool effect, but it's so small with her right there. I think you can get away with it with framing it because this is your entire piece is filled within this boundary, and even to that extent, like you have a lot of open space that you maybe don't even need, and that might make your text look better if you just trimmed it right down to here even, right? Trim all that open space up, or make her bigger and fill it, right? Because all this is just open space right now with little body of text, right? So here's kind of what we're looking at now with the hands, uh, all your background stuff turned off, right? See how that hand kind of goes over there? This is kind of how I draw fabric, so it may not be how you draw fabric, but just kind of what I do with stuff. With the boob stuff, same thing we talked about, right? Measuring down the center, but then like we don't really need that sort of that middle ground, or sort of that middle boob that comes up, right? What we need is more like this shape on the bottom. And we can draw like a little bit of shading in the middle though. But we don't really need this coming up here. So, and even these red lines. So these red lines I would just get rid of and keep it shading. Right? I mean, if you want to do lines that come up, have them sort of like fabric stretches, which is going to look a little bit different. Here too, keep our lines sort of thick on it. If we cave in one side smaller than the other, then let's keep that consistent, right? So, um, looks like she's got some fabric stretching going on here. Then maybe we do. I did screws in the back. No, don't need to do that. We could have the one thing that might make her be making her head look a little bit too thick on that side too is like, where's her hair at on the other side? We could think about. Right. So does it kind of fall over on this other side? This forearm extends down to here, so maybe like this is gonna be much thicker, so we can see that. Also, I would kind of end these at the similar place. I would end these this clothing maybe at the sort of similar places, just so it looks consistent. I know clothing doesn't always do that, but right now it's kind of looking like this arm ends shorter than this arm, right? Unless we kind of like end that in the same place. Have screws like nobody needs that. Nobody needs to see that. Okay, then we get down to the abs. Unless she's a ripped bodybuilder, this is going to be a little bit too much abs for her, right? Um, and because we have so many different colors on here, highlights and stuff, we can kind of cut that softness down a little bit. Nothing wrong with having good abs on here, but um, how much do we want to show, right? This is probably all going to be in shadow as well. It's just like if that's a deep part of it. If we want to show a highlight, it's going to be more like, instead of that line that follows, it's probably going to be more like a dots on top, and then we kind of cut the opacity down a little bit, right? It's probably going to be more like a shape instead of a line, just a line that follows it down, right? And if we're showing that shadow that's on the abs, then we have to show a lot more. You have a lot of the stuff lying too, right? Um, then it's going to show up in other places, like you have the dots here, right? So you have to think about that. This part is going to be much less hit by light. Hey Shane, what's up? All right, Oak, have a great night, man. Thank you for popping by. Thank you for hanging out with us a little bit. Shane, how you doing, buddy? Okay, do those changes make sense? So looking at those, just some little things to do. And here's a line art of kind of where we got with your character versus just some changes underneath with it. Just some things that we can think about with background and composition and all that stuff. Yo, Masters, have a good D&D night over there. Hey, Zapbot, what's up? Finally colored on a follower for a week or so. Yeah, I think it's working a little bit better, the camera now, with color. Day by day, it kind of switches on me. So who knows? Who knows what it's going to be next time? But maybe it's the background lights helping a lot too. How you doing, Shane? Today we're doing critiques, by the way. So anybody who is new here, Tuesdays are critique sessions. If people have a piece of artwork they want critiqued, feel free to submit a JPEG in chat, and we'll pull it up. This is Biggie Boo's. Biggie Boo always does great with critiques and always makes a lot of great changes. So looking forward to that. Do you need to screen cap anything at all? Let me know before I close it out, and then we'll get on our next one. They're close. All right. Okay, we only got two more left. So if anybody's got one they will want to submit, feel free to drop it in. Hey, no problem, Biggie. I like when you submit, man, because I know you always go through and make those changes. All right, I don't remember whose this one was. However, if they're in chat and they want to speak up. Hydrogen in the molecule. Oh, was this the one you submitted? This is the one you submitted, Ketchup? This is your friends? Yeah. She's with me right now? Okay, perfect, perfect. I'm gonna delete this whole thing. No, I'm not. This is really, really cool. I like this a lot. I'm not even gonna mess with the face shape because there's so much style in that face shape. I love that ton. Um, let's see what we could do. Is there anything in particular she wants critiqued on it? Is there anything in particular she wants to learn about or she struggles with? Fuck yeah, Jalen's dropping in. All right. Hands? Okay. This is Force Ketchup's friend who is Hydrogen the Molecule on IG. Yeah, I can see this. I can kind of see the struggle with hands. Oh, this is a sort of small file size. So, hands just in general, I think everybody kind of fights on it. Um, I'm not, like I said, I'm not even gonna mess with the top part there, the face, because I love that style so fucking much. I wouldn't even touch it and mess with it. Um, one thing I might say is like this collarbone is a little bit off centered. I know this is stylistic, but we can kind of still get things to be sort of a little bit more proportional, right? So like under here, we can kind of add shape to that. Although because it kind of blends in with that color, we have to make it separate and just pop out a little bit, right? So the collarbone maybe be like a little bit more right over here, right there. I'm kind of wondering what would happen if we just change these music notes to white with no real outline on it. Because I really like these music notes right here. Some of the outline sort of like drowns them out a little bit, but that also might be what makes them look good. Also, the file's a little bit compressed because I think it's a JPEG screen share, so maybe we can make those a little bit bigger as well. Easy and fun. I mean, I have two examples. Say louder for the back. Okay, so the hands on this right now, if we go in here on this hand shape, I'm just gonna pop another layer over the top of it, and we look at the right, the hand shape we want. With hands, basically, we're looking at sort of like I kind of do this square shape. Some people might do a circle. I kind of do like a little square for the palm. The color on this though, yeah, it's fucking really good. This is like a fucking mural type of piece. I'm really digging it. So one thing we kind of talked about last time was using like the oven mitt, sort of like to get your hands in place, and I think we kind of have that here. But the way that we can break out from just this shape over here, like this, is something similar that she's doing over here. Is instead of having the fingers all kind of in one piece, one place, let's have one kind of sticking out, right? No, usually pinky or pointer finger, right? I usually would throw out, right? So even this with her thumb, I might make her give her thumb a little bit more meat than you got it there. Um, Erase a lot of this. Right. So I'm kind of doing like a little bit of a curve under with the fingers right now, even though they're all kind of in the same spot. If we just throw one joint out a little bit more, like this sort of like the pointer finger, and kind of have like a little bit more of a an angle to it. Like you have sort of like a 90-degree angle with your stuff, but like if we just turn that palm more like this, we add a little bit more flair to stuff, right? So instead of using angles like this, let's try using angles like this, right? Just kind of turning stuff. Like you have so much action going on with the shoulders and stuff, and the face, like kind of feeling like this, and the shoulders. This is that contrapposto I talked to you guys a lot about. It's fucking perfectly done here, right? The shoulders going like this, hips going like this, head kind of getting a different direction. It's really perfectly done where it gives all this energy. Hey Oxdam, how you doing? I'm in the zone. Yes, critique day. So I'm all about. I get locked in when I'm teaching stuff. So, um, how you doing, Oxdam? What you up to over there today? Pasta, country pasta. Loving it so far? Okay, perfect. Yeah, really talented stuff here. Um, but see, then if we really want to, we can, like I threw that pinky in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me zoom in. So that's how I broke the sort of like that oven mitt structure. Um, don't necessarily need to throw that pinky back in there. I could throw it out here even. Um, right, I could put it wherever. Sometimes that helps a little bit of dynamics, but uh, with hands, that's the way to kind of simplify stuff, and that's an Ethan Becker trick that, and it's not just an Ethan Becker trick. It's a trick that's been used in comics for a long time in animation. Is drawing those two middle fingers, or at least the three of them, two middle fingers together usually, and then that pointer or that pinky kind of are renegades on their own. So just little things you can think about with the hand, stuff like that. Loish, if you guys know Loish, she does a lot of this, right? Her hands look great, but she gets away with a lot of it, and it looks fucking awesome. And it's such a simple concept. It's not simple to really pull off and make it look as good as she does, but the concept itself is simple than like, hey, let's draw a hand. Um, she follows her, yeah. She's really good. If you go look through Loish's hands, Ethan exposed Loish so hard. Yeah, but you know what? He did it in a way that like it'll make you realize that how many other artists do this as well, right? Even my favorite, I think Joe Mad, like no, we'll look through like Mark Brooks, right? Um, let's just see if Mark Brooks kind of does it. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this that well, but here's a Mark Brooks sketchbook. He's an extremely talented artist. I don't know if you can see that the hands on her. Do you see the two? How the two are together? The two middle fingers are together, right? Um, just an example. Okay, we look at Mushin's hand. See how that's like a fist right there, and just one finger up. And like these are not like I don't even know that he's gonna have a bunch of examples. I'm just figuring because this is how so many artists do it, right? Um, if you look at even a fist on X23 that he's got here, do you see that how that one pointer finger is up more a little bit, and the rest of them are kind of in like a club. But that's like a way to do it, um, fairly easily. And like they said, this guy's so fucking talented. But like you see how many of his hands are drawn just the same way. Go look through any artist, any professional artist. They'll probably have it a lot like that. Um, this is a tough angle. This is a tough angle. Drawing that Harley hand, right? But he's got those two fingers together like a mitt. Um, and then the one on top is the only one that's really out of place. But that's the one that gives it a lot of flavor, a lot of flair. I want to see more. Yeah. Do you want to drop Ketchup? Do you want to drop her IG into chat? That way, people can check it out. Same shit. Colossus. See those two fingers together? Basically, that whole arm is together, minus the two on top, right? I just did that because not everyone pays. Yeah, not everyone pays attention to it. You just look at what looks good, right? You just get the vibe for it of what looks good, right? Um, Understand it? Does the fingers clubbed together help for drawing a hand? Yeah. What it does is simplify it, especially if you're struggling with stuff with hands. Like try to draw this, right? If I said this is how you draw a hand, this is what a hand looks like. Or I said, would you really me tell you to draw this or like this? I don't know. Like what seems easier to understand visually for your brain? I mean, I could do this. Also, I'm even simplifying these, like the fingers when I draw, right? Um, Very inspired. She's really fucking talented. I'm really inspired by her artwork. So, thank you for submitting that stuff. I'm not gonna, there's not a whole lot else I'm gonna critique on this because simply because so much of the style, and I think her style is fucking beautiful. And I don't want to mess with it, especially the face style stuff like that, right? I draw the second one just because it seems more fun. But what you can do with the second one is you can get there through that too, right? Um, and it's not that you can draw the second one all day, whatever you want, right? But the idea is that this kind of helps simplify it. If you're there where you like this one, this seems more complicated. This is basically the whole point. Uh, like a fist coming out, you know. It's just easier to remember that shape and that guideline, and then maybe have one finger kind of going up and out. In battle tans, I find them. Hey, more power to you though, John, because that's a good thing, right? It's an enemy for a lot of artists. So if you are of the rare few that can get it done, and you like drawn hands, it's something. Even if it's tough, you enjoy it. Then I'd go for it. I do think clumping them together, personally, for me, can look a lot better. Like this is harder to make look good to me, versus clumping stuff together and throwing that one finger out. There's a certain aesthetic to it to me as well, that comes with it. Not only being like easier to understand, but that just comes a lot easier, right? but I think it kind of looks better. Fuck hands and feet. I know this. Simplistic is better from a design point, anyways. Ethan, yeah, Ethan's fucking hilarious. When in doubt, eat one finger out. Yeah, Kim, delightful. If you ever are in Kim's chat, that's that she had me go look up that video. I like Becker's stuff, but I missed that video completely. Um, I have not watched. She always says the tubes are for babies. I teach with tubes a lot, but I guess Ethan Becker he says tubes are for babies. These triangles, tubes are for babies. He's fucking hilarious though. Like the way that he just picks apart like artists like Kim Jong Gi and stuff like that are top tier artists. I don't know. It cracks me the fuck up, dude. He's so good. I can watch all his videos, even if I don't want to learn art stuff. If I just want to laugh about something, I'll just put on his video. Damn, they made you draw hands for the whole. I love my teachers to death. That's kind of good though. That's a good fucking boot camp to go through. Does she want to screen cap this at all before I delete it? By the way, at all? I mean, I will have these on VODs, and you can watch clips and whatever. Lowering one will, so clumping them allows you to not worry about that. Oh, okay, okay. Ethan Becker. I'll write his name on stream. He focuses. The reason I learned really well from him is because he focuses on anime stuff. What's up, Cookie Man? How you doing? What's going on? It's been a minute, right? Hands are easy to draw once you draw the bone structure. You think so? Yeah. Also, Pookset, thank you so much for the follow. Sorry if I missed you there. Um, why do you not put it in your Discord when you're done drawing over it? I mean, people can, but I don't have my Discord up when I'm streaming, so probably just out of habit. Then I would have to screen cap it, save it. So everybody's allowed to just screen cap it, put it in there if they want. It's on YouTube anyways. I'm not going to give you guys free stuff. If you guys want to watch it again, go to my YouTube. You have the I know, I have the technology and I'm so far behind the times, I will not learn to lose it. Be better. Looking deep into, were you really, Cookie? Yeah? Yeah, so let me know if she wants to screenshot, and when you're ready, I'll close it out. I guess I could, but I'm so lazy. Got it? Okay, awesome, awesome, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Two left. Now I think we got polys. I love critiquing polyals. I think this is polyals, right? Really, you need to do a damn a damn YouTube channel already. You have so much to teach. Just in your style. I think your style is so unique. Just if you were teaching stuff, people just gravitate to it. One day, oh, better be tomorrow. Make that day tomorrow. What about just uploading your YouTube? It's hitting export as JPEG. Quit playing. But you think people would want the files though, the layers on it, or just the JPEG? All right. Just give them the JPEG. Okay. Here to teach you and Scoops need to be teachers. Yo, Red, what's up, homie? How you doing? I can record the rendering process for this one, I guess. What I would do, Polly, honestly, what I would do, and this is all I do with my critiques right now. I know it's not the most polished version, but I know a lot of people do this. They upload you can download, you can highlight your Twitch VOD from when you stream, and you can highlight the different parts of it and just download it, and then upload it to YouTube. So, that's all I do at the end of a night on this. I mean, it takes me a minute to kind of get it all downloaded and stuff, but At least you're not having to go make new content. You're using content that you've already done. That's what we need to be doing as artists. Is we need to use content that we've already made. Red, how you doing, homie? What's going on today with you, bud? Saw you're doing crits. Any room? Yes, I got room for one more. Absolutely, man. I got Jalen's after this. This is Polly Owl's D&D commission, um, and then I got Jalen's next, and then that'll be it for the day. So unless anybody has got anything else they want to submit. Okay, so Polly, what were you thinking on this? Just drop a JPEG in chat, Red, and I'll pull it up. Excuse me. Anything in particular on this, Polly, that you want looked at? Like what's kind of bothering you? Imager, load it in a Discord and drop the link. Yeah, the original photo. I have one, but I'll save it for next stream. I'm playing around with brushes for my. Okay, okay. Is Voodoo Doll still looking around? You mean my Voodoo Dolls? I don't know what you're talking about. Bonnie's not here, so I put my Voodoo Dolls up. So much time on it that it might be missing the forest on the trees. This is 3 to 4. Oh, so you have 3 to 4 other thumbnails on this? Okay. Yeah, you can definitely be overthinking it for sure. Let's see. I just see for me I see some areas that I want to just sort of like break up here. Like with him. I think with this guy back here, we can kind of break up some stuff, right? So like I would have like a lot. He can do a lot more with his foreground background presence. So you have some of those, right? So I would have honestly the book. Maybe I would have it even higher, right? Maybe I would even have it up here, but I would have the book sort of like breaking into this guy's wing space a little bit, right? Just so we show more of that foreground background idea. I think this is a D&D commission, right? Same thing with maybe this area right here is feeling a little bit. This area right here is feeling a little bit close. So what I want to see, and I don't know if this is his weapon will work for this. I don't know if you're going off of technical stuff or not. But what I would want to see is like it kind of breaking that space a little bit, and then on top of that, I just kind of feel like now, yeah. So when I flip it, I feel like the balance is kind of way off on these characters, as far as centered up. Right. I think we can get him more in the middle there. Right. And so then, since this goes off the edge right here, I'd probably want this guy to maybe be something in that sort of like direction down here. Maybe as like a balancing thing straight across, right? Um, this guy I'm feeling is off a little bit. He's a little bit with them, with the rest of the crew, right? So I kind of want him right here. That way he kind of balances sort of that middle of the page, but he's off. So I think when you have him right here, one thing I try to do is not line up people's eye lines. So like if he's too close to here, right, then I want to move him between these two somehow as well as balancing the weight of all these guys over here, and then the lack of guys over here. So now we move him a little bit. See how that looks. Whoops, I think this guy's going to be more. So let's see if we pull that back. Okay, so now I want something kind of right here. I don't care what it is really. It could be just design work, you know. Could be like this stuff. Right, I just want it to be like right there. So I just kind of want to create that zigzag with it. Dragon Age vibes like Dorian, yeah, you think so? Huge D&D part. I agree with everything you're saying. Yeah, the flow of the piece with so many characters is what's new to me. Yeah, there's a lot of characters to think about in this. There's a lot of characters to think about in this. I could still move him over a little bit. And honestly, well, let's see. You have facing, facing out, facing out, facing in, facing out, facing out, facing in. Let's see if we just... Could be something to try his face in a different way, right? Was facing that way to begin with. I feel like it makes the bottom too linear though. Yeah, you have a lot of people facing one direction. This might not necessarily... I don't think it's a be all end all with it, right? But just something to think about. Like, so the main thing with yours is I'm thinking like, how do we have? We talked about that contra pasta stuff. That pole arm gets a lot of attention. Oh, over here, you think this is too much, maybe? Basically, it's kind of working through a balance point, right? So over here to maybe over here, and seeing kind of how we can like zigzag those energies, right? So you have more of that. Anytime you have like a area that's big over here, I kind of look to see if it's over here, if it's balanced, right? Um, like I kind of want something right here. Maybe like a cool like flame thing would be cool through here, but that might be too much going on. And you could kind of zigzag that, but it would be balanced. So like I feel like there's balance missing right here, maybe a little bit in this area. And then yeah, I want him really pulled over more, probably just to balance it. Like it feels like the middle of the weight of stuff is kind of like right here. Eye to go towards the main. You feel like there's something missing in the foreground to get your eye to go towards the main point of illustration. It's going to be a lot of characters. What do you think the main point is for you, Jalen? There will be a title in the foreground. Okay, so like on the bottom part, with an earlier version, feels too cheap though. Maybe it depends on how it looks, right? This is really really clean. This is like a really right now. The colors and stuff feel like a really really clean, sharp graphic novel look. So smoke as opposed to maybe fire, where this dragon thing you have on the red dragon you have here, right? May work a little bit better, but that may not work with your color scheme either. Your color scheme right now is sort of subdued, and I think it works. It feels very, very clean and polished at the moment. Like I know that probably will change, um, but here's like a sort of before after, right? Right now we're just kind of balancing stuff. It would be too. I think it might be too high value too. I think so. I think you're right. But those are our differences so far, right? We're just kind of balancing it. If we look at it from a reverse angle, right? Nope, not too late at all. Submit away, Vaughn. Submit away, man. Yeah, maybe it depends on where the focus is going to be too. Um, First try an emo. All right, let's pop that up. All right, what do you think, Polly? Anything else on it? Do you want to screen cap this? Um, so as well, so these fixes are super easy to implement. I agree with most of the flow changes. Yeah, a lot of it feels just balance issue. You got the gist? Okay. I'll start saving these so I don't get yelled at by Jalen over here. In case people want them. Okay, so next one. Hey Jay, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Okay, so this is gonna be Jalen's next. Okay, so what do you think on this, man? Jalen, if you're still around here, what's your thoughts on it? What you trying to figure out? I see you using more of that dynamic lighting though. All right, so we can first kind of go through tackling like I think because we talked about anatomy stuff earlier, right? Um, Hands and stuff like that, right? Doing sister got you a special treat with no lettuce. It's strong. I have been chewing it all day. Chewing it? Really? Chewing it. All right, so kind of maybe the same stuff we talked about earlier here with the hands, right? So like an easy way to kind of do this is maybe like that mitten technique. Shadow for dramatic. Yeah, I see you doing more of that dramatic lighting, buddy. How's it feel jumping in there? Oh, so is this hand glowing? This hand is glowing? Like a power? Rice Krispie, just one bite will fuck you up, so I've been having small bites over the day. I bet, yeah. Edibles, man, they'll tear you up if you're not careful with them. Okay, so if he's got the right hand glowing with super light and thin line weights. Okay. Um so depending on like if this is the first time having the power is how we're gonna tell the story too, right? Um think about emotionally like how are you gonna look at that? Especially if it's the first time glowing with your hand. I don't know if it is or not, but even still, like I'm guessing he's kind of looking at his hand. So like having it sort of like sideways like this, probably he's probably gonna be holding it out like this. Like think about it holding a orb of light or being that light source. So it needs to kind of cast onto him. More of a him looking at it and questioning himself. Okay, so perfect. That's even that same emotion is good to know, right? I think within that is like how can we draw him like looking at that hand. Indie coming of age vibe with this version of the cover. Okay, right. So story is really important and emotional context in these things, and a lot of that can be conveyed with like different gestures. Um, let's go in a little bit closer here. Right. So like I said, I'm kind of clumping those first two fingers together, and then in the background here, that's where we're seeing that ring finger, pinky finger. Just because they're wrapping around, you know. If we wanted to, we could do these like little like sort of like hatch marks around it too. Thinking about the angle that the arm comes out at, right? So that shoulder is probably going to be put a little bit far forward. Hoodies have really thick clothing, so really thick folds. I really like the shadows. Those are screw. um, I like you using more of that. Oops. Right, so the hood then. Hoodies are always tough to draw. So yeah, his whole hand is lit up, right? So we might even have like some random line breaks in this as well. Depends. Like you can kind of do the dotted lines as well if you wanted to. Right. I think we might have even brighter or even stronger shadows on stuff. Even back here. Right. So it's gonna be caught by that sleeve a little bit. That might throw it into shadow some. Unless we get some rim light, even all that's gonna be kind of in shadow. There may be some rim light too. I don't know how the setting is going here, but I'm just throwing like a lot of it in shadow. I might kind of give the edge of his nose a little bit of light right there. Top part right here. I'm leaving his eye kind of open. Just so I can kind of see him looking down. Balcony definitely will room lights. Okay, perfect. What's up, Tech? How you doing, buddy? We're doing some critique sessions right now. This is for Jalen's. Right, so we're just kind of I'm making the rim light actually way stronger with this. Racing some through there, right? What else do we want? Maybe more in the ear. Let's merge these down actually to make it easier. Okay, so maybe more through the ear here. That little cuff of the ear, right? I'm not gonna leave that all solid. That jawline's gonna block some of it down. Like I said, if we got that rim light in, maybe some of that's hitting that back of the hair right there. So all we're kind of doing is probably not that far down on the neck, but just a little bit. Gray backgrounds, OP. So probably much more down here where it's in shadow. And then even down here, right? Okay, so those are some things to think about. Let's see. If we go original, all I really did was add in a little bit more light, kind of change some of your folds, and like I said, the sort of like the position of his shoulder if he's leaning forward to be a little bit more forward. Um, damn it. And the hand right there, right? Right. So just think of the between one and two, right? I don't know if one feels more emotional than the other, or one feels more intense than the other. But I think if you're gonna go in on an idea, go all in on it, right? So if he's really like lighting it up with that hand, then really keeping these dark is gonna make that look way brighter, right? Does that make sense to you at all? Was there anything else at all you wanted to kind of learn about, or any other questions? Hey, Quirky, what's up, Quirky? Guys, go show some love to Quirky, by the way. Also, Art by Jalen, who's an awesome streamer. Go show some love to them. They're fantastically talented. Quirk, how you doing over there? Standing today? Yeah, yeah. Well, most of my day streams I stand, just so I can like get off my ass from sitting and stuff. Red, did you have one that you wanted to submit to, by the way? Did I miss it at all? Feel like you can really only do flats with so much black. No, you can do more color actually, but let's see, because the white layer is gonna be I don't if I can really isolate the white, but okay, perfect. I'll pop that in the list too. The hair be curling. I know it gets really, really, really curly. I've had it like down to here, like shoulder length and shit. It gets really, really curly. I need a haircut really bad, but it gets really, really damn curly once it gets that far. Streaming, sitting, working, sitting, lots of sitting. It's honestly, it's a huge difference maker. Even if you're standing up, like playing with a controller or something like that, I found like makes such a huge, huge difference to me. Just like my back health and stuff. Composition movement. Okay, perfect. So Jalen was asking about coloring on this too, right? So let's see how we'd approach that. You don't need just flats actually. Like I know you do have a lot of like dark areas on here. Let's just kind of color them really quick. Quirk, how's your day going? What you up to over there, by the way? Hey, Scuba. What's up, Fleth? How you doing, buddy? How's your day going over there, man? I don't know necessarily how you would color his hand, because I don't know what color that ends up when it's glowing, right? Um, so that might be a different thing entirely to sort of figure out. That lasso feel, it's so fucking nice. It's so fucking nice. Um, Okay, so we can probably still go in here and kind of cut around the edges of stuff, right? Like there's still going to be some gradient stuff. Especially where there's like folds. So like back here, right? Even like I know this is hidden by light, but like it's not going to be as strong. So this is where we're going to use our shading as well, because this backlight or these certain areas aren't going to be as strong. So it's not going to just be flats and black and white. Because we need to show distance as well. And I know I'm doing this sloppy, but right. So then we kind of turn this down a little bit. I know these colors look sloppy and shit, but for the purpose of this, usually I don't like grays, but for the purpose of this, we'll just kind of drop it down a little bit. I don't like it so much on his face right now. Right. But like on his clothing, I think it looks a lot better. And then we can kind of hit in. Doing well, starting to get ready for work. Yeah, more texture stuff today or what? Right. So now we're gonna use like the bright parts. Um, that are gonna get hit, but more by that light. So this looks so ugly on his face, but you kind of get the idea. I think I would have to clean up his face a lot more with stuff. Maybe cut down some of the hard black edges on his face too when I'm adding color, simply just to make it look a little bit better. Um, but like you can kind of mess around with different ideas on that. This looks really really ugly to me right now, but it's also not really polished. But even just using midtones might work too, right? Even if we're not using highlights, we could even use like a gradient on it. Maybe use a gradient, and then we'll try to add glow. Um, you can probably do color with it as well. So this is add glow. This is glow dodge. This is color dodge. I think probably the best way would be sort of an add glow effect. Um, you could take a soft eraser and kind of erase some things out, some areas of shadow where it might hit. But you can play with a lot of different things on this, right? And just kind of see what happens. See what you get with stuff. But you don't necessarily need to just do flats. You can put another layer of shadow in there if you want. Without it, it's just kind of like that. Which that might look cool too. That might look good too. And then you can just kind of do maybe some gradients. Look up goddamn, who's the name? Russell or K Michael something? He does like the lasso fill tool stuff. So with this, that might work out really, really well. Putting like some gold and stuff in there with that lasso fill tool. Also, QV the artist, thank you so much for the follow. Sorry if I missed you. Um, but those are some things you can try on this. Is just using like lasso fill tool and using like a soft brush in different areas. Um, how do you show gradients and all that? Now it makes sense. There is a particular comic book artist on YouTube. I think it's K. Michael Russell. I think um, he specifically works in comics. So like he does work like this with gradients a lot, right? And it's something I need to learn as well more of. But a lot of it, I think they use like the lasso tool, and then they use like a soft airbrush, and kind of go over it, right, to give hard edges. Um, I think if anything, maybe some of the like it does look way better with I think black and white, but like you can get what you need out of it too. Um, I think some of it is going to be maybe like the shapes. I think we need to reshape um, some of like his face, right? Or the shadows on his face a little bit. I think that's maybe part of it too. I don't think these shadows necessarily follow the right curves. I think some of that is why it's looking a little bit off too, right? So maybe we curve it, make it a softer curve, right? Time to eat. Hey, no worries, no worries, no worries. Go enjoy that food. Coming off a fast. I hope you figured out something good to eat. Um, Go enjoy it. Enjoy it. Do it up. Catch up. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Yeah. See that little change too, to those edges. I think made that face look a lot better as well. All right. Anything else at all? You want me to save this? I suppose. um, I don't know if you want the colors over it because the colors weren't necessarily like that great. Save it. Do you want the colors saved or just the black and white saved? All the things. Good God, man. All that you do to me. I have to say, all right, fine. File, save. I have to go further beyond. Shit. Okay. Saved so you can level up and ascend. Alright. I think we have two left. We got Vaughn's. I like that you're testing these out on light and dark mode. Okay. So Vaughn's emotes. I like that you're testing them on light and dark mode here. So I'm guessing it's going with laughter and crying right now. It's kind of the emotion we're conveying at the moment. Um, so the 28 is probably what would be 112 on our screen, right? If we zoomed out. The one thing I would do right here is, I know you want laughter to the point of like tears and stuff. How does it read to you? Well, I think one thing I would do is probably take out the tears, to be honest, because I think those are maybe getting going to be a little bit too small at the end of it, right? I'm not totally sure how it looks when you actually go um, into an actual emote. Maybe it will work, maybe it won't. I like the idea of the tears. I just think if we're conveying laughter on an emote and we want to save all our space that we can, things can kind of look a little bit. Things can get a little bit confusing, right? versus just having laughter. So if I just have laughter, like that works just fine, right? That gets your point across. I know the tears are really good touch to it. So don't let me like dissuade you on the idea. The idea I think is really good. It's just that if it's not reading well and I'm just seeing like these little tiny blue dots, this one right next to his ear first looked like an earring. We could maybe keep one or two like up here, right? If we wanted to. And then that way it looks like it's kind of motion that's coming off of him. Um, I'll keep these lines a little bit straighter if you can. Just a little bit of polish stuff here, right? Earrings since 1992. Yeah, so it just kind of depends, right? Like so we can accomplish that same idea by putting like sort of like the laughter up there. We could do two or three if we want, and show that as well. Need some sort of extra thing, maybe make a laugh sort of sound effect up top. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I think it conveys the point, right? So like I think it conveys the point of laughter just fine. But I think the tears, when you get into emote stuff, you have to sort of compromise ideas until you learn how to work around it. Learn how to work that small. Clean cell shading is a lot better. Yes, yes, a lot better, a lot better. And that's perfect for emotes and stuff like that too, right? I think the colors between his face and his beard and everything, all that stuff is gonna pop really good. Um, the dark mode one is looking way better to me than the light mode one, but that could just be light mode is I think it's hard to work with. It's so bright. Pop it in and out. Welcome back, Minty. No worries, no worries. Are you still in the MacBook? Did you let it rest a little bit? Damn Cali heat. Yeah. Are you outside at the moment or is it that hot inside still? I know taking mine outside would just fucking fry in no time. So yeah, I don't have a ton left to add. I think like as long as it's readable, oops, as long as it's readable, that's the important thing. Emotes sometimes are really hard to crit because it's hard to see how they are actually going to look like on an upload. Thicker outline around the entire. Maybe, yeah, that's true, right? We could go thicker around the outside of him, since we got all that area. I wish there was a way to kind of see it. Like, I'm glad you did the 112, 56, 28. That does help me visualize a lot more. Um, I wish I knew exactly what. I'm thinking the 28 is probably how it's going to read in a chat. Uh, that's how I'm looking at it on screen. Yeah, I've done it. Is it BT TVs, Delightful? Oh shit, you're in LA. It's only about 80 here. That's not bad for LA, right? In the summertime, or is it like a thick heat, humid heat? That site allows you to see it in real time. That's kind of cool. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, use that site, Vaughn. That's cool. That'll help you too, right? That's like a much better site too. I'm gonna bookmark that actually. um, Mild summer so far. Yeah, hadn't been too bad. I think down south of you guys, they were getting fucking rocked for a little bit. But yeah, I think that's like pretty much it. It's good, Vaughn. You kept it simple too. You kept it simple, and I think keeping it simple to make a laugh emote. That's all you really need to do is use that. Oh, you're gonna do some Google. It's a damn good site. I like that they have that up there. Because I used to have to log into BTTV and like constantly upload shit all the time. Oh, you're a writer? Right on, right on. Yeah. Currently, I'm actually working with a writer on my webtoons comic Minty Box. Um, but if I ever come across anybody who's looking for a writer, I will definitely keep you in mind. I'm working on my commission that I didn't commission. I'm gonna love it. What do I feel like I'm not? Why do I feel like it's a commission that I didn't commission? What do I feel like I'm not gonna love it though? All right. Anything else for that, Vaughn? You get on it? The list is long and distinguished. We good? All right. Perfect. Perfect, dude. It's cool seeing you do emotes, man. All right. Then I think our last one so far we got Reds over here. Simply Reds. I dig your style so much, man. I think we have some of the same influences in our lives. Great shit. Here we go. Goddamn, I know, right? These are all done. What are the sizes you work at on this? These are all like Copic commissions, right? YA, young adult, right? And children's books is why I got into illustration recently. I want to be able to do my own illustrations for my books. Okay, okay. That would help a lot for you too, I bet. Um, I know like the rates that I charge for like kids books and stuff like that. Um, like I don't think I've had anybody that's like out of pocket without a publisher. It adds up. I'll just say that it adds up. Getting like doing full illustrations for a children's book. So being able to do it yourself too keeps it in house and everything, right? Oh yeah, these are on the bagging boards. Okay, okay. So the one thing I think I've seen with yours too, and we've talked about this, and this is always a tough thing on traditional art is you you have to kind of work within what you got, and you can't really move things around. So a lot of this I think is fucking great. I think it's like Copic marker, right? Oh, is it taking what you learned about I put into practice? Fuck yeah, awesome, dude, awesome, man. Your style is incredible. You like that, yo mama? I don't know what that meme is. Maybe I have no idea what that meme is. So the one thing with you, I think we talked about last time is like how can you oh yeah, those are the oh hoo hoo oh hoo hoo or whatever that I can't pronounce. So we talked about kind of like how you can composition put your composition on a page. Um, what a dad so and like with your stuff, I think sometimes you have a little bit of balance issues, right? Where you've cut off a little bit of this, right? Um, so if you're cutting off that, I want like this part to be kind of cut off too, right? Just to make it even and make it fair. Just so it like kind of fills out a little bit more, if that makes sense, right? So now that's feeling like way more intense. That we're kind of cutting. Whoops, I don't want that to do that. Crop it if you want. Yeah, so I would kind of go like with this, or at least like bring him. I love the little drawing through the red in the background. And actually, I wouldn't necessarily go this far on the arm. At least some of that, right? Oh, that's how they connect. Okay, that's kind of badass. Yeah, and if they were side by side, I probably would. I might even have a different critique on them too, right? Because then I'm sure like there's something else to it too. But just because like it's cut right here, I feel like and cut right here, I feel like I want this part to cut out too. If that makes sense, just to kind of balance. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah, and you had a lot. You know what? When I'm looking at this piece right now, Red, I'm seeing like how much better this current piece is too on your spacing. You know what I mean? Like it looks so much fucking better. You did such a better job of your foreshortening and like the spacing on the and that piece you submitted right there was a damn good piece. But like this, I can see the difference in just one piece that you did. Um, I think as far as the shading and stuff, I love it. I love the tones you came up with, the skin tones, the anatomy stuff. Your style is so good, man. I know we got that Joe Mad influence in us. Um, I don't know that I would change a ton of it because so much of it is your style. Your main thing is how are you fitting it on the boards? How are you going to fit these things on the boards? And like can it look more a little bit more balanced, right? I know Quirk. This is simply Reds. This is really really good. I understand the style. Yeah. My partner and I want to do. Oh yeah, Phantom. I would say go for it. You never know what could happen with it. If you want to go for it, Webtoons is a great place to start out too, right? I think anybody can start posting stuff on there. Oh, you do the writing, he draws. There you go. There you go. That's a good little synergy right there. You ever yell at him when he doesn't get the drawing right? um, so as far as like anatomy stuff, sometimes I think your heads are a little bit too big for the body. Thoughts on the body twisting? I'm okay with the body twisting. Sometimes I think when I look at this, your heads tend to go bigger size. Hey, Kalo Freese, how you doing? Busy. Oh yeah, they relocked you guys down. You guys were open for a bit, and they relocked you guys down, didn't they? So your head style, even on your last one, I think we kind of talked about that too, right? The head tends to get a little bit big. Um, I'm so bored. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know. Like this thing just needs to like pass by. Um, People are getting so like stir crazy, but it is a good time to sort of buckle down, I guess, too, right? Kayla, how's your day going? How's your night going? Okay, so the thing with this is, I think if we really look at it, that shoulder might be a little bit weirdly out of place. Overall, I think it's something that's easy to sort of like get past with you to a certain point. Um, I can see what you're saying now. Yeah, it's the head. The head because your artwork is so good, your style is so good, your coloring is so good. Um, it's something that not a lot of people are going to notice. But if you want to polish it up down the road, I think your heads tend to be, and I'm looking at the other one side by side. Your heads tend to be way bigger than the arms and stuff like that, right? And I don't know if that's how you work with your normal stuff, or if that's just working within the confines of doing like a sketch cover size thing, because those in general are just really really hard to fit everything into, and that might be a thing where you work on the body first. I don't know how you set up your drawings, but to me this says that you draw your heads sort of first, and then you fill in the body afterwards. That's my gut instinct on that, because that tends to be what happens when I do it. Is the head will end up bigger, and then I'll fill in the body afterwards. Versus like if I draw the body first, I started trying to draw the body first. I always start with the head. Yeah, I feel that too. When I put the body in there first, that kind of helps me at least have those proportions. But the head is where the face on this is so good, and like that's where so much of the quality of your drawing I think is, and appeal of your style. Um, it's okay, but down the road I think your skill's going to catch up with it, to where you're going to want to adjust those things, um, and sort of fix that. It's just something I've noticed with the last couple drawings. Your energy and the way you put things together and the coloring sort of hide it, but after a certain point, some people are probably going to, depending on what kind of jobs you want down the road, some people are probably going to be able to see through that. So you're going to want to maybe address that issue. How can you approach a drawing differently? Maybe because everything else feels really tight in proportion. It's just that when you put that head on it, it's bigger, and that's how I can tell you're starting with the head and then drawing the body later underneath it and trying to fit everything in because you've got that head that you probably loved and you probably loved everything about it, and now you have to fit everything into that same page because that's what I fucking do. That's what I fucking do, and it shoots myself in the foot, right? Best time to start some periods. Yeah, honestly, if you guys, especially, hopefully your government is at least taking care of you guys a little bit, right? Um, oh, Quirk, you do the same thing? Yeah. If you fall in love with like a face drawing, because faces are where the money makers are and a lot of artwork. And if you fall in love with that thing, then it's so hard to want to go back and change it versus like getting the stuff that you don't maybe love as much out of the way and make sure it's all balanced. And then can we put the rest in around it? I just really love faces, so I need to get all those details. Yeah, but and faces sell a lot of art too, right? And for a good reason. We identify with it way more. There's so much more style in how people draw faces. There's just a lot of stuff, right? So maybe work that body in there first, or keep the head as just like a simple oval shape. I don't know how much detail you go into on a face before you add the rest of the body, but um, like think about what can you do a little bit differently in your approach to work. Like is this your approach with everything? Is this just the sketch covers? How can we tighten it up? Because really, like that's like if you had a free fucking transform tool on this, and you could just transform it digitally and just shrink it a little bit, and it would just fit that. It would just fit that body so much nicer, right? So composition, and proportion and stuff like that. Is your greatest sin? I miss the digital stuff. Yeah, I mean you're so on it, and like nobody at a convention is going to sneeze on your work. You know what I mean? And be like, shit, I wouldn't pay full price for that. Look at these proportions. Nobody's going to fucking do that unless they're just up their own ass on something. Um, your work is so good from top to bottom that this is only like I said. A lot of you guys when we submit critiques in here. Don't get really down and discouraged about it because we're looking for things that are wrong and out of place. And the things that we find aren't things that people are going to look at when they're buying your work at a convention or doing a commission piece or whatever. They're going to love something like this. You know what I mean? They can pay $300 for something like this, and they're going to fucking love it. A collector's going to love it. Hey, Charismatic, what's up? How you doing, Charismatic? Okay, so I know I really didn't do a whole lot with yours there, but like I said, I see a lot that's really really good. And it's just going to be the basic practice proportions, and like I said, just keeping things. Once you start keeping things a little bit more balanced on your commission sheets like that, uh, those are just the little tic tac things that are going to like add to such a high level professional skill sets you already have. Anything else at all? Were you curious about? Do you want me to look at anything else? See if I can find something, or was that feeling pretty good? Oh, sorry, that was probably gross. I gotta pop stuff all the time. If I can't accept the crits, then I should not be drawing. Yes, yes, I love when you guys can. There's certain people that I love when they drop critiques in here, because I know that I can tear the fucking artwork up, and I know that they only take it as like a lesson and getting better, right? And those are the people that I really go all in on, because I know they will take more out of it. If I feel like somebody's got a fragile ego, then I tend to not push as hard either. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming by. And honestly, like your style, because I think we're so close in the same influences. I look at it and I'm studying every time you submit something how you do Copics, and I'm trying to steal a lot of shit from you. I'm trying to steal a lot of your skill set because I'm looking at it very carefully and being like, okay, that's how he does that. That's how it might look if I did it, and it looks really good. So how can I take it and how can I put my spin on it and make it my own, right? So like I learn a lot from your stuff too. Just got out of work. How was work today? I don't want to critique. I just want to share. Still learning the markers. You got like some good mark. How many markers do you got, by the way? These are some damn good color choices for like gold. Gold has been tough. I have not been able to do color, but like I need to. I would like a full range of stuff that can do good colors. I need to figure out what skin tone you got. What, a pack of 150 for 45? But they're not refillable, right? Sadly, no. Yeah, but still, 150. I mean, you're making that up with a. Oh, what's this for, Diva? You don't want to critique on this? You said. What's this for? Since Home Depot lumber doesn't have a lot of pressure treated wood, um, what were you trying to do, Charismatic? Oh, you took one of my scribbles and made this? No way. Which scribble was it? Was it the last one I did? Hey, no problem, Red. Thank you so much for submitting. Thank you guys, everybody, for submitting. How do I get this up here? I'm trying to see where the scribble's at. This looks like this looks like a space dandy character to me. To me. Splotches of gray, really. I'm trying like I love seeing like the differences that we come up with on stuff. I fucking love seeing that shit. Okay, so that's the end of our crit session. How you guys feeling out there? You guys doing good? Thank you everybody for submitting. I appreciate you guys. I love that you guys did. Good session, good stuff. Felt good to be back a little bit. I was honestly having a lot of doubts if people liked the critique sessions, so I was definitely debating even taking Tuesdays off. Um, but I'm glad you guys dropped some stuff in.